Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the best Reddit answers being read to you. Enjoy! How do you accept and make peace with loneliness? Honestly, get yourself a hobby. Throw yourself into school. Play video games. I spent most of my life having no friends, and for a while it really bothered me and I was desperate and needy for attention. Then I realized that I didn't actually like most people, and decided to do my own thing to try and find myself. Turns out you can do a lot in your spare time that doesn't involve people. Getting over loneliness. That's why I got a bow. Man, I've been wanting to take up archery for a while, still haven't, but someday. 1. Dog. 2. Answering AskReddit questions and getting replies and upvotes is sometimes a nice pick-me-up. 3. There are times where I just have to go on a walk and kind of wallow in it for a minute. 4. Audiobooks and podcasts. 5. The knowledge that so many other people are lonely too, brings me a sense of solidarity. I find it interesting that no matter who you talk to, they will always have problems, e.g. the quiet person is usually lonely and are just bad at socializing, the funny person feels like if he wasn't funny no one would be his friend, the popular happy people often feel suffocated from all the people and acting happy all the time, etc. You get used to it. First you hate him, then you get used to him. Then you depend on him. And then you die. You can always look to all the pros of not having to deal with people. Having been in an awful relationship, I've now realized that being alone isn't that bad. Not worrying that something you say might make them blow up at you and ruin your entire week is so chill. I'm so bad at telling the bad ones from the good ones that being alone is the safest and best option, even if the pang of loneliness hurts every now and then. Besides that, it's good to enjoy the peace and quiet and doing your thing without someone saying is everything okay and trying to talk when you just want silence. Memes and an entire internet full of boobs. Boobs spelt backwards is spoob. My mind has been enlightened. Spoob twisted is spoop. I think loneliness is part of the human condition. Even people with lots of friends don't have anyone they can call if they were crying at 3 a.m. My advice, get a pet. They really do help ease loneliness. Also, get a job or volunteer job that as you interact with people. Socialization can be fulfilling even if it isn't intimate. You know, I always wonder why that is. Everyone I've ever known, including myself mind you, has said that they want someone who they can lean on no matter what, and yet each one of them have nobody. You need to be that person for someone else, and you will find that other people will be that person for you. You sleep 12 hours a day, and surf the net 12 hours a day, with occasional poop breaks. You sleep 12 hours a day? No wonder you can't fit in 16 hours of surfing the net. Amateurs. I am possibly one of the least popular kids at school. Just above the kid who has temper tantrums in the hallway. I like to make scenarios in my head of me being cool and pretend they're memories. Then I just pretend it's cause people are too scared of me to like me. It also makes me feel powerful. Very sad, I know. Don't worry, it's easier to find lifelong friends when you aren't popular than when you are popular. No one has anything to gain from being your friend except knowing a cool person. I like to daydream too, and it's kind of fun being the observer. I've heard lots of secrets and dodged plenty of fires when no one noticed I was in the room while having wild conversations in school. I know that sometimes it sucks too. If you would like to make friends, you should look outside of school. I know it's crazy right now, so you will probably have to look in interest chat rooms, but I would figure out what you really love doing and then Google groups that do that thing. The library always had random groups too. You don't have to necessarily join, but you might meet someone who could be a friend with something in common. I know this was long, but trust me, school is a very small place, and once you graduate and get out into the world you will be so surprised how big the world really is and how much it has to offer. I am very curious about this too. For me, I appreciate little things, someone noticing me, being courteous, my housemate saying my hair looked good. Sometimes a small compliment keeps you going for a few more days, and that's how I have been getting on for last couple of years. Also, working on yourself and bettering yourself is a good motivator and a hope that things will change. Yeah. And you'll be ready when other people come into your life. When you meet someone, you'll be more drawn to them if they're positive and happy. I try to work on myself enough that I can receive their friendship and love when it is time. It might be weird to hear / say, but accepting you are alone, and nobody is coming to rescue you from that provides a great deal of peace for me. Stop hoping it will get better on its own, it will not. I might get better if you put in effort, coupled with a bit of luck. Otherwise, it is just you, and you are capable of more on your own than you give yourself credit for. Meditate and learn to disconnect from your phone and just sit there and don't think of anything. Once you do that, you let your higher self talk to you. My anxiety has entered the chat. As silly as this might sound, pick up Pokemon Go. Right now raids are on Wednesdays and there are hotspots in prob all cities. The raids can be tough, so all the Pokemon Go players meet up. You get bonuses for having friends, and those friends are likely just as lonely as you are and want people to take poke walking with. This is so interesting, I didn't even people still played Pokemon Go. It's a really big thing at some universities. LOL. I don't really play, but I showed up to a raid on campus before Corona and there were like 20 people standing in the common area with their phones out, participating. There's a certain fundamental loneliness which pervades the entirety of life, and cannot ever be filled in by even the most fulfilling of relationships with other humans. When alone or unable to form connections with others which feel meaningful, it can be hard to estimate how much of the lonely feeling is due to solvable versus fundamental loneliness. So, one way that I make peace with lone lines is to accept it on some level as simply part of the human condition. This describes perfectly what loneliness feels like to me. No matter how many people I am surrounded by, I always feel this fundamental loneliness. One day when we figure out how to connect two brains together and communicate on a neural level, maybe we'll erase that sense that no one sees your true self. Meditation, music, pot, video games, not watching Netflix while lonely, killing a man, figuring out how to further improve my self-image and mitigating my flaws so that if I get pushed away I won't be the one to feel guilty. These are how I deal with it anyway, no idea how to accept it. One of these things is not like the other. Yeah, but pot helps with many people's depression, so I think it fits. Emo, most of loneliness is built out of cultural expectations. We live in a society, and naturally that society is shaped by gregarious people. If you're introverted and find other people taxing, you're likely not going to put in the effort to outshine the attention seekers. So, the notion that solitude is comfortable, normal, and even desirable doesn't achieve cultural currency. So, tune out the loud voices in the room, and be ruled by your inner self. What do you want out of life? Do you want to please others, currying favor with persons over which you have no control, or do you want to please yourself? What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.